improving the health and well-being of our communities by keeping you informed. With your hosts, Ashley and Blair.
Welcome to the Grand River Podcast. My name is Ashley Bramley.
And I'm Blair Bracken.
We're here to talk to you about the 9Health Fair today, but first we wanted to give you a little insight on who we are within this organization. So would you like to start?
Oh, why not?
I'll take
Age
take
before
the
beauty.
Oh, stop it.
Go for it.
So we both work in the community relations department, and I am new to this department, and I am the community relations specialist, or a community relations specialist. And I am the unofficial event coordinator. That's not an actual title for me, but
you have many things under your hat.
Yeah, So I came over from Clinic West, and I started with this organization 2.5 years ago. So it was pre-pandemic and crazy. It was my first job in healthcare, so it got a little crazy.
And just for reference, Clinic West is a part of Grand River Health. It's just our offsite facility in Battlewood Mesa.
Yes.
Here on the western slope.
Thank you.
You bet. I got your back.
So I transferred over here about 6 months ago, and I've been loving it ever since.
She's been rocking it.
I thank you. This is my mentor. So I actually stepped into Blair's previous role, and I think at this point I'm going to turn it over to you.
All righty. Again, my name is Blair Bracken. I'm the Community Relations Manager. Was recently promoted to that title about 6 months ago during this transition. And I won't even get into the things that I do. It's just all over the place.
All the things.
But encouraging and supporting my team is my biggest priority. And helping to put these events on, such as this, the 9Health Fair coming up. Very exciting.
It's 5 days away.
That is crazy.
I can't even wrap my head around it.
It's something we haven't been able to do in 2 years. And we actually, I found this in a drawer, and I'm very excited to show it, but we have actually been a participant and a host of the 9Health Fair since 1983.
That's exciting.
Almost just shy of 40 years. So
yes.
We're excited to be able to bring this back to the community. There's a huge need for it. It's something that we have been wanting to host for a long time. During the pandemic, it's just been, again, one of those big needs in our community. So we're excited to have it here this Saturday, April 9th, from 7 to 11 a.m.
Yes. So we wanted to get into that and what you can expect. First, in previous years, as I'm sure the community is really familiar with, we offered, we offered several free screenings, quite a few actually, from all areas of our hospital, all areas of our organization. But this year, since it's the first year after the pandemic, we want to make sure that we're safe, and then we're keeping our community safe, by taking a step backwards and focusing on the more important screenings, which is the blood work.
Mm-hmm. And the most popular screenings. Everyone has come in for blood work. And
yes.
Our site in the past has been one of the largest in the state, or the largest in the state, for a few years, hosting about 1,000 participants.
Yes.
So knowing that volume and knowing the facility we have and, the volunteers that we have, to make this go successfully and smoothly and to get you through as quickly as possible, we wanted to focus on those biggest needs.
Yes. So to highlight what we are offering this year, it is the blood draws. We are doing free height, weight, BMI. Ask a provider. We'll have about 5 providers on hand,
which is more than what we've had before, which is great. I think that's something. There will be providers at each registration point, so both registration and pre-registration will have an Ask a Provider in case you have questions as you're coming in, and then we'll have a few more.
And then we'll have some actual throughout the fair.
Yes, and that's great. That's an addition, because we've only usually had a couple in the past, so that's really nice.
Super excited. We are also offering blood pressure and then body imbalance through our rehab department. So we're going to touch on a few of those things today, just to kind of give you a heads up what you can expect. Also, we want to encourage you to pre-register. There's added discounts, which I'll explain here in just a moment as well, but we highly encourage you to pre-register because we are expecting high volumes, and we want to make sure that we're getting everyone in that really needs this blood work, or any of these screenings.
Absolutely. It's the quickest way to get through. And of course, with the discounts available only through pre-registration, it's just the way to go.
Yes. So you can find this registration link on our website at grandriverhealth.org. There will be a 9Health link on there. You click on that and it'll take you to the whole registration process. I'll mention that a few times throughout this podcast, but it is very important. We highly encourage you do that. And just to touch on some of the savings by pre-registering, we have 2 health packages on there. And this is all through 9Health. We're hosting this fair, but this was all partnered with 9Health and Quest Diagnostics.
I think it's also important to mention too that once you do get through the health fair here, it's not your provider here that's going to be contacting you. It'll be 9Health that will be contacting you with your results, and then you can then decide if you need to do a follow-up with your primary care provider at that time.
Yep, and then you can go online. There's a portal that you'll be able to access all of those screenings, all of that blood work, and then you can take that to your provider and you can seek what other options are going forward. So, so a couple of the packages. The first one is the baseline health package, and that includes our blood chemistry and A1C. That cost is $70. So if you were to pay day of, you would pay an additional $10. So that's going to save you $10 by pre-registering. And what that includes, what the blood chemistry includes, is it provides information on your blood glucose, cholesterol, electrolytes, liver, kidneys, thyroid, and more. The screening can help you and your healthcare provider monitor and identify health issues such as diabetes and heart disease. And then that A1C, when you throw that in there, that gives you a complete diabetes screening. So it's very important.
Super comprehensive. That's great.
And then our second package is the Essential Health Package. That cost is $120. If you pre-register, you will save $20 compared to same day. So if you were to come same day to register, you will not get that $20 discount. So I want to stress that to you. So that one includes that blood chemistry, the first one that I had mentioned, the A1C, and then vitamin D. And the vitamin D provides a baseline vitamin D level. Vitamin D is important for bone health and may affect other vital body functions. Pair with blood chemistry for information on your calcium levels, which play an important role in bone health. So, super basic packages, but very, very important. Again, if you sign up day of rather than going online, you will not be able to utilize this savings.
I think it's important to mention too that if you do pre-register online, you select your package, and then you get there and you go, well, actually, I wanted to add this. Can we do that?
Yes, you can. So there are several. I'll touch base on a few of these through a few of the other screenings, but if you decide the day of that you wanted to utilize one of those other screenings, you can add that the day of, and you could pay for it the day of the fair.
Nice.
But again, that does not include that package. I just want to stress that because I know that there could be some confusion there. So,
and it will include that day of price as well.
Yes.
If you choose to add on.
Yes. So I'll run through our list of blood screenings really quickly, just so you have an idea of what you can expect. We have the blood chemistry. We have colon cancer. Oh my Lanta.
Colon cancer screening kits.
Thank you.
You're
That's a
welcome.
good tongue twister.
Say that 5 times fast.
So if you pre-register, that kit will be mailed to you. So you'll complete that kit and then mail it back. If you purchase that on site, then we'll hand that pack. It's like, it comes in like a little envelope. So we'll hand that to you and then you'll just take that home. So again, pre-register, it will be mailed to you. Day of, we will hand you that envelope and then you'll just take that home. We have the A1C, which measures your average blood sugar control for the past 2 to 3 months. Screens for diabetes and pre-diabetes, or used to follow existing diabetes treatment. And again, paired with the blood chemistry is a complete diabetes screening. We're also offering the prostate-specific antigen, testosterone, high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, blood cell count. New this year is blood type.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
For
So
those of us who don't know their blood types. Hi.
So if you're interested in knowing your blood type, you can do that this year, which is pretty cool. We have the vitamin D and the vitamin B12 screening as well. So these are all pretty basic screenings, but extremely important for your health. So if you have not had blood work done in the last few years, especially the last couple of years during the pandemic, we highly encourage it. So do our providers. It's very important.
It is. And we've, like I touched on previously, we really streamlined our processes since 1983.
Yes.
In getting you through quickly, efficiently, and really trying to make the experience fun. In the past, we've had a lot of participants. We're a small community, right? So we've had those participants come by and like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you, John, and so and so, for how long? And it's interesting, these events, even though they are circulating around your health, and maybe not as something as fun as a social outing. Some people really kind of do see it as a social outing, and they get to see people they haven't really seen in a long time. I think
Especially now.
yeah, especially now. So it's we try and make it a fun thing, and like I said, we try and get you through as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Yes. And so there were questions about fasting. Typically, when you do blood work, your providers do ask you to fast, but it is not necessary for this. You'll get clearer results if you do fast, but it's not mandatory. So if you choose not to fast for 8 hours or 12 hours, that's totally fine. Just come on in, maybe stray away from a heavy breakfast and just stay super hydrated. We will have some grab and go snacks.
No biscuits and gravy?
Maybe that'd be a good time after the fair.
All right.
We got an early start, so that's a heavy breakfast. You are welcome to, but I don't know that your blood pressure might agree with that.
Okay.
So we'll be doing blood pressure, height, weight, BMI. Our changing lifestyles department will be helping with that, as well as some of our new program, our CNA students. We have a new program here, which is really cool.
And it's been very successful. It's been great.
Extremely, yes. And then we're doing body and balance, which is through our rehab department. And they check for all sorts of things. What could be affecting they look at your posture and what could be affecting certain joint pain. And they ask a series of questions.
I need to do that.
Yes, they observe from afar. They kind of judge you from afar, like, yeah, you're not standing properly, and I bet you're having
tilted.
this kind of pain. So it's really helpful, and again, that's a free screening. So what else are we offering?
I think I think you've touched on everything that we're offering, but I think it would be good to kind of quickly go over just the process of getting to Grand River Health.
Yes.
So this event is going to be held at Grand River Health, the main campus here at 501 Airport Road here in Rifle.
Yes.
You'll want to turn onto Megan Avenue. Both entrances for pre-registration and registration are going to be on the south side of the hospital, Anvil Points and Bookcliff.
Yes.
So you'll want to go through either one of those entrances, and they will be labeled, identified with big signs saying pre-registration or registration.
Yes, we'll have all the bells and whistles. We'll also have traffic control out in our parking lot, so they'll be able to point you in the right direction. Something else that will be here is the state is providing a vaccine bus. So public health will be on site with the vaccine bus. So if you are interested in receiving COVID vaccines, I believe they are offering boosters as well. I'm unsure of other vaccines at this point. That's on them, but they're separate from the fair, but they will be on campus. So they're going to be located in our event parking, which is really exciting. So if you were interested in that and you wanted to take advantage of that, we highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm. And directions again, and of course the pre-registration portal is available at grandriverhealth.org. Clicking on the 9Health Fair icon. And you'll also see a map there of where everything is laid out as well. So that'll help you guide and where you need to go.
Yes. And when you pre-register, there's probably a time slot that it'll give you. I think it's like a 10 or 20-minute window. You don't necessarily have to come at that time if you're unable to make it. Once you register, you have reserved your spot. So that's totally fine. We don't want you to think that you have to be here on the dot. It's not necessary. We print out a list, so we have a list of all of those pre-registrants. So
the reason they did that was, again, to try and maintain that distance between patients as they come in for their screenings. But because our process is as efficient as it is, we can get everybody through quickly, and like I said, without too much of a bottleneck. We do expect, as Ashley had mentioned earlier, a pretty busy day. So don't come here after 10.
So if you are a little later in the day, because the fair,
we will try and get you in regardless. But.
Yes. Doors open at 7 a.m. So we anticipate there will be lines at that time. If you decide to come a little later, that's okay. We don't recommend coming after 10:30 if you can avoid it. But as Blair mentioned, if that's really your only option, we'll
try our best to get you in.
There is a limit, though. There is a limit based on supplies and, again, to keep our community safe. So we're not accepting more than 1,000 participants. So just be aware of that. And again, utilize that pre-registration if you can. We highly recommend it. Mm-hmm. Doors open at 7 a.m. The fair goes until 11 a.m. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly. My direct line is 970-625-6497.
We never call ourselves. So.
No, and I finally remembered my number. It's exciting. Okay, so yes, you can give me a call directly. If you happen to go through centralized scheduling, they're probably going to push you through to my phone regardless. So feel free,
because they can't schedule you up there, unfortunately. Again, you have to pre-register. If you're wanting to register, you have to go through their portal, which we have an icon for, again, on our website at grandoverhealth.org, but it is through 9Health.
Yes.
They'll have to register.
Yes, and we will not be doing a health fair in Battlement Mesa this year, which we have in years past. So this is, at this point, this is the only fair that we'll be offering this year. So we highly recommend jumping on board.
Take advantage, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be a fun time.
It is going to be fun. And we're excited as staff because we get to work with departments that we never get to see.
So, and patients. I mean, my gosh. This is a huge event, so we are very excited to see everybody.
So excited! It's a fun, it's a fast-paced event, and
the morning goes by very quickly.
It does, and there will be a lot of people, so just be wary of that. But it's going to be good. It's going to be great. I'm excited, and this is officially my first large-scale event in my position, which Blair has done in years past. So. I'm nervous, but very excited.
You're doing great.
I'll be a pro once I get this under my belt.
It's always a team effort anyway. So yeah, it is. It's great. We've got a really good team, a long-standing team that has been involved in this event for a very long time. And we're just happy to bring it back to our community.
Yes. And then I wanted to address I'll see if I can get this information on our website, but if you give me a call, I can give this information to you. If you happen to pay for a screening that you no longer want prior to the fair, you can reach out to us and we'll give you that contact information for 9Health so you can ask for a refund and they'll be more than happy to refund you for that.
Nice.
So it's not set in stone. If you decide not to do one, not to go forward with one of the screenings you purchased, then we can fix that. So, well,
thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, and this is our first official podcast for Grand Rivers, so this is super exciting. This was a vision that Arlene Olivo in our department, she created, as well as the Spanish podcast for our community, which she's very passionate about, and we're just supportive of that. So we're excited to...
It's creating some great outreach. So yeah, it's again, another branch of information that we can help provide through Grand River Health and hope to answer your questions and be a good resource.
Yes. So stay tuned. There will be more coming and thanks for checking us out.